Can we start really deep today? I mean, really deep. How many amazing ideas, innovations, services, inventions, and developments will never see the light of day? Now, stop and think about it for a moment. Inaction on the part of people has robbed us of possibly some of the most important discoveries in the history of mankind. Now, some of you may think I'm being a little hyperbolic here, but before you say that, analyze your own life truthfully and count all of the things you thought about doing, but never did. The only thing that actually matters is what you actually do. So let's get into it.
Here's the $1,000,000 question. How do men like us reach our full potential, grow into the men we dream of being, while taking care of our responsibilities, working, being good husbands, fathers, and still take care of ourselves? Well, that's the big question. In this podcast, we'll help you answer those questions and more. My name is Brent, and welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast.
We've all done it, and we all certainly have that friend who talks about doing great things, but never actually does anything. Zig Ziglar said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." So today, let's make an argument for why you need to take action and how it will make your life better. By the way, my name is Brent, and welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for all things man. Big shout out to our first time listeners. Thanks for sharing with us and giving us a chance. We know there's a lot competing for your attention, so it means a lot. Be sure and connect with me at the Fallible Man on almost any social media platform. I'm especially active on Instagram. Let me know what you thought of the show, and a warm welcome to Fallible Nation. That's our longtime listeners. Hey guys, thanks for jumping in for another episode. Now, there are a lot of arguments about getting ready. I am certainly the guy who thinks about it and plans, but there comes a point in your life where you know you got to shit or get off the pot, man. It's just that simple. I'd love to say elegant, but that just wouldn't be me. So let's look at three things that come into play here. A is paralysis by analysis. It's killing your future. We live in a golden age of information. The downside is that the sheer amount of information available to us is crippling. We assume because there's so much information that we need all of it before we take an action. We believe we don't know enough, we might miss something, or that there's way too much for us to possibly get a handle on this. I mean, oh my goodness, look at that mountain of information. There's no way I can do this. I've done it. You've done it. Let me share a thought with you. Your first will be messy. No, we're not talking about that. It might be a first attempt at anything. First attempt at going to the gym. First video on YouTube, if that's something you want to do. First attempt to launch a business. First thing you write. Maybe you want to write blogs or books. First position in a new job. First time being a parent. It's all going to be messy. I'm down for careful preparation, but at a point you got to stop overthinking, stop planning, and start doing the work, or it's all for naught. B is, or two, I don't know, I'm bad today. Talk is cheap. Action is what you're judged by. No one cares. This is one of my favorite facts in life. I love how obsessed we are in this current age with ourselves, right? Social media builds empires to ourselves. I'm so great. I have so many followers. No one actually cares. Really. If you go away tomorrow, they'll find somebody else. My podcast goes away. You'll find another one. I hope you enjoyed the show, but the truth is, you'll find something else to replace that. I frequently love the saying, no one cares, work harder, because there's a lot of truth to it. I can't even begin to guess how many things early on in my life that I had personally talked about doing and never done. Okay, guys, the laundry list of Brent's missed opportunities and far gone choices. I really can't even begin to tell you all the amazing things that I did not do. But you don't care. No one does. We all like to wax poetic about dreams and goals, ideas, things we're going to do. We all talked about when I win the lotto, or I'd love to go do this, or I'd love to go do that. I mean, how many times have you been drinking with a buddy and solved the world hunger? But the minute you sober up, it's all gone. It's like, Oh, what were we? Oh, who cares? It doesn't really matter, right? The inhibitions came down, the dreams came out in that conversation, and then it all went away. One of the guys who came to our conference last year told me that the event saved his life. As an event coordinator, that's something I really want to hear as a guy who works with men. I love to hear that kind of thing. But the truth is, he was on an emotional high. I've seen this in my years working with teenagers. You go to a big weekend event, right? You go to a conference, you go to some kind of retreat, and you're like, woo, super pumped. Now, let me tell you what actually happened. He saved his life because when he left the next day, instead of going, wow, that was a great conference and I'm really inspired, he took action. All we did was offer some ideas. I can pick up 1,000 books and find ideas. All we did was offer some ideas. He took action, said and done. I didn't save anything. He saved his own life because he took action. Stop talking about it. Find your purpose, seek your passion, and get moving. We all heard the old adage, clothes only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Maybe that's just me. That's one of my favorites. Talk is cheap, guys. No one cares. Do it. Just get moving. Take some action. C or 3, whatever we're on, you don't have time for inaction. Life expectancy is really not that long, especially when you start to count in lost time to growing up. That takes a lot of years of your life. Sleeping, ridiculous amount of long time. Time on the toilet, for some people that's longer than others, but you actually lose a lot of your life there. Being stuck at work, oh my goodness, consumes a lot of your life, right? We really have a short time on earth. And at 44, I'm closer to the grave than I am my birth. We are marching towards death from the day we're born. The good news is that should empower us, that should enable us, because that should make time more precious. How much time do you want to waste? Being in ministry over the years, my dad being in ministry, I attended a lot of funerals. How many regrets do you want to carry to your grave? Because it's inaction that haunts you later in life. What all is possible if you take action, and what are you missing by default if you don't? Because you have to count that, the things you missed because you didn't take action. The old saying is the best time was yesterday. Now is the next best time because tomorrow never comes. When you say tomorrow, you're probably saying never. And it's true, guys. You don't have time to not take the action that's going to move your life to where you want it to take. Worst thing, you lose some time on it, but you learn a lot of lessons along the way. Guys, think about this. There are so many great ideas out there, but many of them never happen because people don't take action. Your life is waiting for you to step into it. You are singly gifted with who you are, the talents you have, and the experiences that have shaped you. You have great ideas, big goals, and aspirations that only you can achieve, but you have to take action because what we do is more important than what we say. Time is short and you shouldn't waste it waiting for the perfect moment. It's better to start now than to wait for tomorrow, which might never come. So let's not wait any longer and let's take action and make things happen today, because today is the day that you start taking action. Now, it is Friday, the Friday video, and I'd love to spotlight you guys. So as listener reviews, hey, this review comes from Roz the Motivator. Roz's episode actually just came out earlier this week, so you guys can check this out. The podcast for dads and men who are planning to become dads. Brenda's pro, makes the interview and experience enjoyable and relaxed. As a host, he was prepared, asked great questions, and contributed to every question with positive feedback and flow. The show simply checks all the boxes. Tune in. Boom! Big hashtag. Thanks, Roz. I appreciate it. If you didn't catch our episode with Roz, I'll link that behind this one. We had a great show where we talked to teens and dads in one episode. It was a family episode. So you guys be sure and go back, check that one out. Like I said, I'll link that up here if you're on YouTube or wherever the hell I put that on YouTube. And I'll put it in the show notes below. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. As always, be better tomorrow because of what you do today. And we'll see you on the next one.
This has been the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.